Hi there, everybody. My name is Flavio Azevedo, and I hope to present to you a very nice project that folks at FORRT have been devoting a lot of time to. So this is not at all my, well, it is a little bit of my work, but definitely so many people contributed to this. So um, it's yeah. So let's go. So I hope you see the Fred slides now, and it's all good. All right. So at FORRT Replication Hub, which if you haven't visited yet, you should. We are trying to mainstream replications across sciences. So not only I don't know, psychology, because psychologists um, really loved, really took on board a lot of the outcomes of the credibility revolution. So, but across cognitive, behavioral, and social sciences, and there's even life sciences there. So that's the goal of the replication hub, is to mainstream replications, but also provide you with a guide when it comes to how to do replications, or how to do reproducible reports, how to do multiverse analysis, like everything that leads to rigorous research. So check it out. It's FORRT.org slash replication minus hub. All right, cool. Then I want to discuss with you four major tools that that I think are important for you to know. So the TRACKREP, so the grant that we got allowed us to essentially do create a tool for you to um, use on your education and writing papers, such that you never cite or you never teach replications that never teach works that have failed to replicate, or only look for those, right? Like if your paper is about failed replications, you can also do that. Then if you feel like meta science is your thing, we provided a tool called Replication Explorer that you can do all sorts of meta-analytical analysis with the world's largest database of replications. And then there is another initiative which is called Replication Reversals, which it takes in a lot of different inputs, including criticism, meta-analysis. So it's far less objective, so to speak. All right, cool. So this is the URL of the replication database. This is also how it looks. FORRT's replication database is essentially this collection of replications that our community put together, a lot also with help of other organizations, such as the Center for Open Science. So uh, essentially, the annotator is a Shiny app that you upload either a reference section, so if you're writing an article, or syllabi, or even slides for that matter. And based on the DOI, we're going to identify um, studies that have been replicated or not. And then once you upload this to the Shiny app, we'll give you essentially a match on our database saying this work has been replicated, is a successful replication, it's a mixed results, it is a reversals, or a fail to replicate. If you don't know what reversals are, it's whenever you're trying to replicate something, but you find that the effect is the opposite of the originally theorized effect. So think about the best example is perhaps it's called age priming, I want to say. Is it age priming? I think so. It's the idea that when you talk to folks, the psychological idea that when you talk to folks about old age, folks tend to calm down. Folks tend to do things slowly. But it turns out that despite this first original work, every single other work which has tried to replicate this effect found the opposite effect, meaning that whenever you talk about old age, people actually get anxious. They get energized, and they actually do things a lot faster. So in any case, so that's a reversals. So essentially, once you upload your syllabus, slides, or your reference section of an article that you're writing, we will flag that for you. Now, most importantly, we do not collect the file that you add. So if you're like, oh, I'm gonna be scooped, we don't we don't save that information. So this is a remark that folks have made. Yeah, so that's not something we do. And it can also be good for like several different types of other scientific pieces that not necessarily these three ones that I'm making. We are also trying to sort of recommend that folks do this with preprints, works in progress, and maybe even um, this can be used in educational settings for students to learn about replications. Yeah. All right, cool. Then the next one is the FORRT Explorer, which is yet another shiny app that leads to, let me just check the no, we're not supposed to be. Are you not seeing the second slide? Um, let me check. I hope you're.
Yeah, now it's advanced. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me know if the slides don't advance. Okay. So I hope you see now the FORRT Explorer on your screen, and if you don't, let me know. But essentially, it is a meta-analytical tool that is supposed for you to study anything related to replication. So what are the moderators of replications? What are the factors that lead to successful or failed replications? This is a database. You can look at effect size shrinkage. So there is about 5,000 more now. 5,000 findings that we collected, and about 1,000 replications that is in the database. And of course, we have an R package that you can download, and you can simply download the data and do whatever analysis or I don't know, enrich the data yourself to pursue your own endeavors in replications. So yeah, so you can, look at moderators of replications, correlates of replications, and etc. So this is a really cool a source of replications. And if you go to the FORRT website as well, and you go to list of replication studies, you also get to our knowledge, the most complete list of replications with in social cognitive and behavioral sciences and life sciences that is in there. So you can help us crowdsource this data as well, or create your own, just whatever rocks your boat. And something else that we are trying to do is the FORRT Lighthouse. So it's essentially a step over these initiatives that we told you about. And it's about just pulling in information from a lot of places. So think about Papier, a retraction watch, our own FRED, but also be able to use that data to calculate for you heterogeneity measures, meta-analytical effect, shrinkage, and all of that, but also take reproducible reports from the Institute for Replication and Lisa de Brown's code-check as well, and a few other sources that we found after conceptualizing the project. So the lighthouse will become sort of a lighthouse for you to navigate what replicates and what doesn't. So a one-stop shop. All right. Then there are so if this is more or less how it would look like. This is the papier mockup effect of a given effect. So we will try to post in papier whether a given work has been replicated or not. And we are still toying with this idea because some authors may feel differently about this, like that their work are being taken, not in a right way, or there's some ethical things that we are discussing. So your opinion would matter a lot here. If you think that we should just go up here and based on our database, just publish a comment saying, hey, this has been replicated and it was successful, not successful, mixed. So we would do it for every entry in our database, regardless of status, but it might generate some backlash that we would like to avoid. All right. With that said, we arrive at almost the end. All we want to say is this kind of work was done before, mostly on a volunteer capacity. We got a very small, cute grant for the amount of work. It was, yeah, so very small, but we're very grateful, but it's just that it exceeds our capacity, this kind of work. So you're looking for contributors or folks that are interested in helping us achieve this rather institutional dream. We're open to discuss. Please know that we have had more than 200 collaborators so far. We call them contributors. And about 90 to 90, we estimate that 90 to 95 hours into the replication hub were volunteer. And, contact us for getting grants on this or collaborations and etc. And you see on your screen essentially the how many people in that collaborated on this. So you see 200 dots and whether we did a network on whether they worked with each other before and etc. Anyway, so you can check that graph out on our website. Yeah, and this is the final thing. If you want to code entries, you might let us know as well. But if you feel like creating and getting paid, right? So you can get paid to code replication entries. It's not much, but it's some money. And the other initiative that we are essentially recruiting people for is that if you want to create high quality teaching materials on replications, but on a variety of topics based on our FORRT clusters, we are paying you 400 euros for you to do that. And it's pretty cool. The slides examples that we have are literally amazing. Very proud of this initiative. So yeah, if contact team curriculum at FORRT.org. All right. I will open the floor for questions if there are any.
Well, actually, could you share the URL for the first thing you shared? Was the annotator the first thing, or was there a link before that that we all missed?
Here, I'll share with you the replication hub. There
Or I can just look
you
at the slides you shared in the chat. Actually, you don't have to do. Yeah, that might be easier.
Okay, the slides are here. Slides. And if you would like the annotator, you can just go on FORRT. Would you like me to share my screen?
I have all the links in the slides now, so I have all of that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Super fascinating work.
Thank you. It's not my work, importantly. So if there's no questions, which is super fine, maybe we stop the recording or...
Hi, Dr. Flavio. I can stop the recording for us.
Yes, please do. I just feel awkward like being silent and